Of course, I'm a student of Nalanda Master, and of course, Buddhist monk. So my mind may be a little biased. So please, you check me. I consider Buddha one ancient Indian scientist because Buddha stated, "Oh, my follower, monks, scholars, should not accept my teaching out of faith, out of devotion, but rather thorough investigation and experiment." So from that aspect, I consider Buddha was scientific thinking. And then, quite clear, like Nagarjuna, they rejected some of Buddha's own word. If you accept this Buddha's word, it goes against reason. Therefore, we should take importance of reason rather than faith. So therefore, you see, we have Sarvasade already now over 30 years, now nearly 40 years, discuss with modern scientists. At the beginning, when I expressed my desire, discuss with the scientists, then some Buddhists, mainly from West, you see, when I asked that, you see, they told me, "Oh, be careful. Science is killer of religion." Then I reflect this Buddha's own word. Reason, experiment is more important than faith. So then I start discussion with modern scientists, mainly 4 fields: cosmology, then the essence of cosmology, already mentioned in Buddhist text. According to Buddhist text, they say the very, very subtle particle that we usually call space particle. So that itself is always changing, but continuation of that particle, no beginning. So the very basis of Big Bang theory come from that, and whole galaxies come, then gradually dissolve into the space particle. Then again, some different place from space particle, it can come. Space particle, then energy, then heat, then liquid, then solid. Go like that. So no beginning, no end. Go like that. That's Buddhist cosmology. Then the neurobiology. There are some sort of explanation about the body element, and including yoga practice. Some change about sort of also the physical element through yoga, through breathing, like that. And then, physics. I already mentioned quantum physics. When I discuss with a physicist, quantum physicist, you see, their explanation, when I heard, "Oh, we already know," as that Indian physicists say. Then the quantum physicists, so they are now fully convinced now nothing objectively exists. Finally, related with observer. Then if we ask, what is observer? Where is observer? No answer. In India, over 3,000 years, investigate where is observer. So then the non-Buddhist school of thought found Atma, something permanent. Then Buddha says Anatma. No, that kind of Atma or independent self, or nothing there. Self just designated on the combination of 5 skandhas, body, speech, mind, on combination these things, then just a mere designation, like that. So therefore, so the psychology, then psychology. Psychology, I always is telling, if may I say so, the Western psychology, compare ancient Indian psychology, then modern psychology looks like a kindergarten level. Ancient Indian psychology, highly developed. Before Buddha come, these, as I mentioned earlier, practice of shamatha, practice of vipassana, already there. All these with fuller knowledge about the system of our emotion, system of our mind, then tackle through meditation, through analytical meditation, like that. So therefore, the ancient Indian psychology is highly developed. So we are students of these subjects. So therefore, when we discuss with scientists in the psychology field, you see, they really showing eagerness to learn from our knowledge. That's Indian knowledge, like that. So therefore, so these 4, cosmology, neurobiology, then physics, particularly quantum physics, then psychology. So therefore, now I realize, ancient Indian knowledge about psychology, about mind, and how to tackle our emotion through practice of shamatha, vipassana. Although these come from religious text, but we should take these academic subject. These days, I'm telling the hygiene of physical in the education field there. Now time come, hygiene of emotion should include in education field. Not for nirvana, not for next life, but day-to-day life. More calm mind, more joyful life. They tackle our emotion is, I consider, hygiene of emotion. Hygiene of physical is it brings healthy physical. Hygiene of emotion brings us peace of mind. Now today's world, hygiene of physical, very good there. Sometimes some medicine, you see, create more problem. But in any way, generally, you see, I think health, I think all those developed country, I think really medical facility, excellent. And then Christian brothers, sisters, I think really made, I think, immense contribution regarding education and health. Wonderful. But now we are, the world, we are facing a lot of problem because of emotion, too much problem at the emotion level. So we need hygiene of emotion is very necessary. Strictly secular way, not based on religious thing. As a sort of subject of education, health education, like that. So therefore, the reason, very important. Then 9th chapter, you find some difficulties. That, if may I say so, your knowledge is still limited. So you need, in order to study 9th chapter, you must study Nagarjuna's Madhyamika Mulakarika. Very important. Then Nagarjuna,
Chandrakirti.
Chandrakirti.
No.
No. Chandrakirti's Madhyamika Avatara. We, in these big monastic institution, I think at least 2-3 years study. Not just read once, no. Study. The root text memorize. Then explain by teacher, word by word. Then utilize extensively logic, the text, Dignak's text, and then Dharmakirti's text. Dharmakirti's what?
No.
Oh. So, I also used to study this, but my knowledge quite limited, because when I studied these things, I was a very lazy student. So since I was quite lazy, so my teacher, you see, keep whip to threaten me. So at that time, out of fear, I study, not voluntarily, without enthusiasm, like that. But now I realize, these subjects which I study are really very useful, very relevant. So therefore, now my another commitment is try to revival these ancient Indian knowledge in this modern India. Existing education system is very much oriented about material value. Existing education system here, introduced by Britisher. So therefore, it is quite a pity. In our education field should include ancient Indian knowledge about emotion, about mind, and the method how to tackle as an academic subject. Okay. So my now is in number 3 responsibility or commitment is try, now remaining my life, I think maybe next few years, I'm fully committed, try to revival in this country. Those Indian, do you agree? Yes. No? Okay. Then, is it not sufficient just do that? You do something. I already sort of discussed with, even you see here, the college, Dharamsala College. I met the principal. The principal. I discussed something. And also in Delhi, some universities, professors, some discussion. And then recently in Sarnath, about 150 vice chancellors meeting there. There also I mentioned. So people really showing genuine interest how to revival of this knowledge in modern India. Now we are trying to set up some kasoda, some more class to training teacher like that. So you, according to your question, you see, it seems to see you are really paying more serious,
interest, taking interest.
Serious interest. So I appreciate now study more books and analyze is very important. As I mentioned earlier, I myself, about Shunyata, according to Madhyamika philosophy, and Sotantik Kasachut, 도대체 말이다. 그래서 우물을 주고 태주고.
Now, within the Madhyamaka philosophical school, there are two subdivisions: Savatantrika Madhyamakas and Prasangika Madhyamakas.
prasangika madhyamika. What Nagarjuna's because of the real sort of philosophy. Prasangika marbe. Prasangika, Bhuttapalita, and then Jantakirti. Their explanation is the because of the most profound explanation. So for that, I think you should read Nagarjuna's Madhyamika Mulakarika first, the 26th chapter, then 18th chapter, then 24th chapter. Then you get the more holistic sort of understanding about Shunyata. And then modern quantum physics sort of concept also useful. That quite similar, the Chitta mantras, mind-only school of thought, very similar. So study.
Next
Your
question,
Holiness, please give
Next
blessings.
question?
Please give blessings so that we may banish aversion and laziness from our mind stream and realize dharma in our mind stream.
Karsa.